Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Paradox of Sports with Jack Sentner.
Here we go. Paradox of Sports, episode 60. Done 60 of these things, Jack. You just got home from football practice. How you feeling? You seem tired. You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm tired, and I rolled my ankle at recess, and it hurts.
Like, are we talking full rolled ankle? Hey, what's up, executive producer?
Howdy.
So are we talking high ankle sprain? Like, are you out, or we rolled our ankle a little bit?
I just rolled my ankle a little bit. I was limping.
Nothing major. The little ice and everything will be good.
Yeah, I haven't applied ice.
Okay, well, I'm taking up your rehab time, so we'll make this fast. You started school this week.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's I don't even know what day it is. Oh, it's Tuesday. So we're recording Tuesday. We'll have her out hopefully Wednesday, if not first thing Thursday morning, depending how the editing goes here with myself. So break down, what's the school schedule like?
Right now I just stay in one class until like 10:45 or something.
What
then
time
I go
you start?
To 8.
Okay, it's not bad.
Yeah, for now I just stay in like one class, or I would stay in two, but the two different classes I have are in the same room. So
okay.
So I stay in
Nice.
there. We're doing testing, so we do testing until I think like 10:45, and then we go out to recess and then lunch, and then after that we have all 6 of our classes.
Right there in the row, just bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
Okay.
But once next week on Monday we're gonna be in a class like for about like 30 minutes, and then we're gonna go to our normal schedule, and then after my second class, which is gym, we go to recess, and then
you go gym to recess.
Yeah, and then every other day it's just first class, second class, advisory, which is a fun class depending on what you score on your testing. And then 3, 4, and then I think it's after advisory that you go to lunch, and then 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Nice, and then you're done. You head to football practice.
Yeah.
Right on. And you are an 8th grader this year.
Yep.
So is this the last middle school? Is 9th grade a freshman?
Yeah.
Where you'll go to high school? Okay, so this is the last year of middle school?
Yep.
Sweet. Okay. I have several questions about the summer, about Broncos game you went to. I got to talk to you about the rodeo, the bull riding I went to. But the reason everyone's tuning in is tonight we have a very cool young man that we sat and talked with. So go ahead and let everyone know who we're talking with tonight.
Okay. Introducing our most recent guest, recently committed to the University of Minnesota to play basketball, skipping his senior year at Central High School in Pueblo, Colorado. Please welcome Kadyn Betts. Guys, it's Jack here with the Paradox of Sports. I'm here with Uncle Kevin, and today we are interviewing our youngest guest, I think 17, right?
Yes, sir.
17, and he's 6'8", our tallest guest. Please welcome recent Minnesota Golden Gophers commit. Please welcome Kadyn Betts.
Sir.
Growing up, what all sports did you play?
Well, I played soccer, and then my freshman year I started playing tennis. So it was really soccer and tennis, basketball.
What were some of your greatest achievements playing sports as a kid?
Making it to playing in state for tennis, it was a big one too. I'll say probably those two for sure.
What was the first one again you cut out on the screen?
You said what?
What was the first one you cut out on the screen? First one that you said?
Oh, yeah. For the first one, it had to be playing the Final Four this year. Final Four, making it that far for sure.
Yeah.
Did you have to make a decision kind of to focus just on basketball, or have you kind of always, I know Jack keeps referring to when you're young, you're a kid to me. So like, was there a time when you strictly focused on basketball, or have you always kind of played them other sports along with basketball?
Probably in the 8th grade, I knew I had to stop playing soccer so I could take basketball more seriously. But then tennis was kind of, I found it like as another sport to like kind of take your mind off basketball and have your body get used to some different movements so you don't overuse your body. But I think in 8th grade when I really had to stop playing like all the other sports and I had to really focus and play basketball.
How tall were you in 8th grade? Like, when did the growth spurt happen?
In 8th grade, I was probably about 6'2". And then
Okay.
freshman year, I was 6'3". Sophomore year, about 6'5", 6'6" is when I really grew. And then this year to 6'8".
Okay, gotcha. So you probably still got another one in you too.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice.
Who were some of your favorite and most influential coaches?
Coaches, yeah. I'd have to say definitely when my pops used to coach me, and Coach Brad Ranson for sure. Coach Brad Ranson was the guy. He would always work out with me, take me to the gym before practice, stay with me after practice and work out with me, show me some things, watch film with me, lift with me. He'd do everything with me.
Now, a little of the articles I've read today, it talks about the basketball family. Can you give us kind of a little history on kind of where you come from? There's kind of a lineage of athletes there. So who's kind of family wise that you've had to kind of lean on and stuff from the athletic standpoint?
My whole family, really. I mean, my mom was an athlete in high school. My pops, he played at San Diego State. He played basketball there. My older brother, Kobe, he played at Air Force. He just finished playing at Mines this year. My aunt Tawana, she played at Texas, Southwest Texas, and then she moved down here and played at CSUP. So really just all of them. They all know how it is to play college sports.
You had a great career at Pueblo Central High School. What made you decide to go to high school there?
Well, my whole family went there. Like everybody from all the way back to my like great grandparents, they went there, and it's kind of just like it was a tradition. And then with Coach Ranson being there, I've always wanted to play for Coach Ranson too.
What were some of your greatest achievements in high school sports and academics?
High school. I always had good grades. I think, what was it? I got some academic letters, academic grades. And then for sports, the athletic part, probably scoring my 1,000 points. 1,000 points. And then the Final Four, like I said, Final Four was a big moment.
Yeah. Is that the academic part that seems important? Like you talk about that, like is that mom and dad getting on you that you're going to get good grades? I mean, it's hard nowadays. Like that's when you are the stud and stuff's going well for you on the court, some kids can get away from that. Is that they're not going to let you do that?
No, my parents are not going to let me do that. What's it called? They barely accept B's. I mean, they don't.
Good for
they don't
them,
like
man.
B's. They like all A's. Yes. Yeah, my mom's a teacher too, so that helps.
Oh, I'm married. Yeah, my wife's a teacher, man. The girls, they do not like that. So there is there's not an excuse you can make or anything you're going to get her to buy. You're not going to get one by her because she knows.
No, exactly.
After only 3 years, you graduated high school and foregoing your senior year to attend the University of Minnesota to pursue your college basketball career. How did you graduate high school in only 3 years?
Well, I took a lot of honor courses, so that helped with my credits a lot. And then honestly, just always passing my classes. And then I just had to do one summer class this summer. I had to do a language and literature to get that last credit.
What was the thought process going? It just seems like in the last couple of months, the story was you had looked at that prep school. and then the decision kind of to go to Minnesota. What went into that? Like, what's the thought process there, and kind of how does that happen?
Well, I really just wanted to prepare myself. I kind of always knew I was going to go to Minnesota, but I really wanted to prepare myself to play against other Division I guys, taller people, more athletic people. Like that way I could get ready to go play at the Big Ten and play at that level. And then just realizing what I could do, that I could go there right now and use their facilities and everything to get ready and better myself. Kind of like a no-brainer when we sat down and thought about it.
You're kind of the first young man that's made a commitment like this to a big college like that we've had on here. So I am curious, why Minnesota? Like, is it the visit? Did you know before you went there? Was there a moment on campus, or kind of first, I want to know, how does that work? Like, did you go up there and visit, and kind of how does all that work?
Yes. Well, they reached out to me about probably last year. They reached out to me and they'd come watch me work out at Central. They'd fly down. They'd come to our games this year, watch me play. And then, so I had a really good relationship with all the coaches. And then I have a lot of family out there, about 4 sets of aunts and uncles that are close to me. With them being in the Big Ten too, just playing against like Michigan and Michigan State, Indiana, just those top schools has always been a dream of mine to play big time college basketball. And their facilities are crazy, so I could really improve myself as a basketball player.
Yeah, Big Ten's big money. That's no joke, man. Big Ten basketball, Big Ten athletics in general. That's football, basketball, wrestling, the whole gamut up there is a big deal. What's one thing that, when you think about the visit and the facility, is there one thing over anything else that really wowed you when you were there?
I mean, just like, it's just like, really, I don't know how to say, just what's it called? Like, the facilities are so crazy. It's like professional, almost better than some professional teams. It feels like, just, and how much like they take care of your body out there, and how much like they care for you out there with like the food that they give you. They give you only, like, they give the athletes the best kind of food they can get so they could, stay healthy and be energized. It's just crazy. I don't know how to say it.
Did any other colleges make offers or show interests?
Yes, I had a couple show interest. I had a couple ACC, Big 12, Pac-12, a lot of Mountain West schools. So like
CU, all the conferences then. That's all of them.
Yeah, basically. yeah.
What are you gonna study while you're in college?
Man, I haven't thought about it too much. I'm thinking about doing sports management. I'm hoping to be a college coach when I'm done with college. So I think sports management or maybe business. But I don't really know yet.
Along those lines, it's another thing I've wanted to ask somebody that has, kind of a spotlight on them, your sports management side from the social media stuff with your Instagram and your Twitter. And are you conscious of stuff now on there? Like what you can post and not post, and like people having their cell phones out and stuff? How does that affect a young man that's, going the direction you're going to go and is set up to, be a star at a Big Ten school here in a couple of years? Are you conscious of stuff like that? Is that stuff your parents talk to you about, the coaches at Central Minnesota? Like how has that been approached to you on making sure you don't do nothing dumb with your phone? Yeah,
for sure. I mean, my parents have always preached that to me. I mean, they say whatever you put out there, it's always going to be out there. Even if you try deleting it, everyone's going to be able to see it. And it's really just, you always have to be careful. I think even if you're just like a normal kid going to school, you have to be careful about what you post. Anything can get you in trouble. But being a big time athlete, it could take scholarships away from you, take opportunities away from you. So you have to be extremely careful. For sure. Yeah.
What are your future goals?
Man, with my future goals, obviously, I'd like to play in the NBA, or if not the NBA, professionally somewhere overseas. And then after my playing career, I really want to coach college basketball and be a college basketball coach.
I think I read too, you had said you'd already planned on redshirting next year.
That was the plan. I mean, we still don't know. One of our forwards, the position I play, they just tore their ACL, and then another one just tore their ACL. There's a pretty good chance.
So you might be playing, man.
Yes. Yes, sir.
So what have they told you then on the development of your game? The some of the things I watched on some of the highlights on your social media, I grew up in Southeast Colorado. I went to school in Pueblo. I worked for the Chieftain for a few years in college. That's how I got to know Jack's dad. I've been out of basketball. My daughters play hockey up here in Wyoming. So I'll be honest, I have not been in the high school basketball scene for a while, but it seems for 6'8", like you shoot real well. Is that something that's you have to develop now, that it doesn't matter your size or where you play, that you have to be able to shoot and handle the basketball like a guard?
That's a huge part of it. I mean, unless you're, of course, like 7 foot and just a freak of nature, athletic. But for the most part, everyone has to be able to shoot the ball or dribble the ball nowadays.
Who is someone then you kind of emulate? Who do you watch? Like that's someone whose game, I think like Durant is a guy in the NBA that seems to be able to do all of it. But is there kind of someone that you see that you emulate? And
yes, for sure. I like Kevin Durant, like you said, and then I watch college basketball a lot too. I like Keegan Murray from Iowa. I like the way he plays a lot. He kind of does a little bit of everything. Yeah, plays defense, really good at boarding, could shoot it, could drive it, handle it, do kind of everything.
I've got one final question. What is your best memory of Pueblo?
Man, my best memory, so many. I would have to say just be able to play at Central this year in the playoffs and seeing all the crazy support, just having the stands almost completely packed. And there's not a feeling much better than that. Dunking in front of them, winning in front of them, it's a great feeling.
okay, my last question. I've kind of asked the hockey boys I deal with up here too, but I'll kind of ask you, what is your first and earliest memory of basketball? Like when is the first thing, when I go back to little Kadyn, like what do you remember is kind of your first and earliest memory of playing ball?
Well, I always remember going to watch my older brother play at Corwin and then even at Central, kind of watching him and Coach Mike play. Made me kind of fall in love with it. And then just shooting in the front yard really forever, all by myself or with Kobe, my older brother, and just messing around out there and just shooting really. That has to be my first memory.
Awesome. Dude, I appreciate you carving a little time for us tonight. We will definitely keep in touch with you. Hopefully here in the fall or winter at some point when it slows down a little bit, we'd love to chat with you when you're up in Minnesota. But I mean, congratulations, man. You seem to have your head on your shoulders and headed in the right direction. So I'm anxious to follow you. I think it's gonna be cool to get to know you now and watch you progress through the years up there.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate you guys too.
Awesome. Okay, we can't thank Kadyn enough. He's a cool young man. You said you know him, you've been around him and the family a little bit. So he seems like he has his head on his shoulders.
Yep.
So are we thinking that you think he'll be successful?
Yeah.
I can't imagine the change in athletes that you are going to be going against when you go from Pueblo. Is that still the South Central League? I don't know if that's still the name of that. When I was your age, it was the South Central League.
I think it's 3A, and then I think Pueblo West is in 4A. I'm not sure.
Okay, but it's going from whatever he was playing at that level and at Central to, I mean, he's potentially going to play a lot depending on how the injury bug goes. In like the thought of him playing in Lansing or Ann Arbor or Indiana, like that's crazy. But he seems like a good young man, has good head on his shoulders. Mom and dad have made sure he's done good with his studies, and I'm looking forward to following along, man. That'll be cool to have a little more to follow with the Big Ten than just betting on the games, and kind of having a root and interest for a young man going to Minnesota. So that will be awesome. Carl Mecklenburg, he went to Minnesota, didn't he?
I don't remember.
I think Mecklenburg went. I know Upchurch went there.
Let me
So
go
we've
to
never.
the Google.
Yeah, go check the Google machine. I want to say Mecklenburg went to Minnesota.
Yeah, I went to Minnesota.
Gotcha. So that's. I mean, I would say we're officially like a Gophers. We're a Gophers podcast now at this point. So that's predominantly between the Thunderwolves and the Gophers. That's the kind of who we have on. So that's cool. Gaines a good kid, man. He's gonna do big things. So let's get back to your summer. Let's do a little summer wrap up. We talked a little bit about the Field of Dreams and stuff on that trip. So what did you kind of do to wrap up your summer? And you went back to Lubbock again one time, didn't you, since you've been back?
No. We didn't
Did you go down to New Mexico at all?
We didn't go to New Mexico. We went to Galveston, Texas. But
Oh, yeah. That's right. You went down and partied with your cousins.
yeah,
How was that? Hot as balls?
it was pretty hot. Luckily, it wasn't too humid. So
Does it change anything when you're that close to the water? Like when you're down at one of your mom and someone sings about Galveston Bay. It's not Joe Ely. I'm trying to think who it is, but your mom, there's some outlaw country she listens to. They talk about that. But
yeah,
does the being close to the water and the breeze help kill the humidity? I've never been down that far south by the water, or is it still kind of a humid, miserable situation?
it's not really miserable. There isn't much humidity. Yeah.
But just hot.
Yep.
Okay, so you did some scouting, went to the first preseason game for the Broncos. They played the Cowboys. We'll talk about the Broncos in a second, but just overall, how bad did the Cowboys look?
They don't really look bad. I think the Broncos' young core is just looking good.
Gotcha. So you're pretty excited. Were there a lot of Cowboys fans at the game?
Yeah. My football coach was there.
Is he a Cowboys fan?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we won't hold that against him.
Nuh-uh.
Could you notice anything from the stadium from the fire? Did they look like they had all that cleared up?
Yeah, I really couldn't see anything. I mean, I saw some dark shadows in places where there shouldn't have been dark shadows, but other than that, no.
Because that was pretty close to your guys' seats, wasn't it?
We sat at like one of the corners.
In the horseshoe, kind of on the northwest
On the
side.
opposite side of the on the
Oh,
opposite
gotcha.
side
Okay.
of the Jumbotron.
Gotcha. So it wasn't anything too dramatic for you guys. So early first impressions was there any indication about the Waltons buying the team? Like, was there any introduction of the new ownership, or was there any of that?
Yeah, they had
stood
like
out?
yeah, they had like they put them on the Jumbotron like twice.
Gotcha. So did the people seem to be receptive to that?
Yeah.
Nothing crazy though. Like they didn't get a huge standing ovation and a big
No, it
rousing
wasn't.
applause.
It wasn't huge at all.
Are you excited? Do you think it's cool that Denver now has the richest owner in I know the NFL, they might be the richest owner in all professional sports. I know he's the richest owner in the NFL by a boatload. So that can only help the Broncos, I would assume, moving forward.
Yeah, because then you get to buy players and stuff.
Yeah, the cash over cap stuff, which I, try to watch a little McAfee show and figure out how it is, where they can just pay these guys cash. It doesn't count against nothing. So we can go ahead and, if he wants to win, we can put the money out there and win. Was there anything about execution?
Greg Olsen?
Yeah, exactly. There was one thing that stood out to me, and I want to know first for you, was there anything about the game plan or any of the execution or play calling that stood out to you that you did not like?
The Broncos started passing it even more, but they didn't have Russell Wilson out there. They used Josh Johnson in the first half and Brett Rippon in the second half.
Here's what concerns me, and tell me if I'm just being crazy. In the first half, there were two different situations where we had the ball. It was down in front of you guys. First and goal from like the 3-inch line. And then I believe the other one was a 1st and goal from the 4, and we never handed the ball off. We tried to pass every single time, and that infuriates me because I think Hackett is
Russell Wilson
pandering.
has done that before.
Yeah, I think Hackett's pandering to Wilson, because if he hands that ball off and they score, then Russell Wilson has to answer questions about why he didn't hand the ball off to Lynch in the Super Bowl. That worries me a little bit. I don't want Hackett to pander and try to keep Russell Wilson happy. I want us to win football games. I don't think we're going to win many this year, and people take that as me being a hater. I want Denver to win.
We're going 11-6.
Okay, I think 6-11, maybe 7-10 if we're lucky. That's how and everyone thinks I'm being a dick saying that, but I just don't. Denver's schedule's tough, and the AFC West is loaded, and I just think it's going to take Wilson a year or two to get everything, get his feet underneath him and us to perform.
Yeah.
Okay, staying with football, what are we looking at for your team? How is things looking for Jack's squad?
I'm pretty sure one of our receivers is one of the best in the nation. I don't know.
That's promising. Not best in the city or the state. You think he's the best in the world?
He's easily the best in the city. Might be the best in the state. Bit more of a slim chance, but still out there. The fact that he's the best in the nation.
Dude, that's badass. So we might see some highlights this year. We might have some highlights to put on Paradox of Sports later in the year.
Yeah, we also have like a top 3 quarterback in the league, and
Nice.
we just have a good team. We won our first game 40-14.
Holy cow. So when are you what is your next game then?
Saturday against yeah, and also I was originally the 3rd string quarterback, but our backup quarterback got injured, so I'm there until he comes back.
Oh, gotcha. So you got to be ready to go.
Yeah, I'm holding kicks.
Oh, okay. That's a very important job.
Yeah, I was able to pick it up pretty quickly though.
Yeah, just put it down and hold it. Make sure it's squared up for the kicker. So I went last weekend, and we're going to have to try to go next year if our schedules work. Of course, it might run into your first football game of the year. Maybe not if you're in high school next year, but I went to the Plains Bowl Bash in Akron, and it was the Bulls 45 and the Cowboys 2, because there were only 2 qualified rides the whole night, and it was not like these were really crappy Cowboys. These Bulls that they are bucking now at your smaller, I hadn't been to a smaller rodeo like that other than a PBR or something like that in a long time. And the Bulls definitely had more talent than the guys that were trying to ride them. I thought it was awesome. My dad was kind of like, well, he thought it'd been more exciting. I'd rather see that than see guys just ride around on a steer and run in circles. So it was pretty cool. We'll throw some videos in here that I got of some.
We'll come right back to here comes Pepper. Double Barry, come on, guys. So ride it, double right, come on, next to where my mind's going out. Come
That was a good time. It was good to be back amongst small town America and see stuff like that happen, almost like a fair aspect. And then Claire Dunn played a little bit, and then there was a cover band from Denver that only played 80s country music. It was a good time. You'd have enjoyed it. You'd have had a good time. So we'll have to put that on the agenda. When is your next Broncos game you're going to go to?
I don't know.
Just depends on the schedule. Could be busy.
Yeah. By the way, I'm already debating on whether or not I should play football in high school.
Okay. I don't have anything. I didn't play football in high school.
Yeah,
So
I might try out. I know that I'm gonna try out for baseball in high school. I'm 100% sure.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and depending on what happens this year for basketball, I
Yeah.
might.
Where will you go to high school at?
We don't know yet. My mom
Okay.
wants me to go to Centennial. I want to go there. I kind
I
of
don't
want to
know
go
if I
to
could.
West too.
I don't know if I can cheer for the Bulldogs. I was always a Central guy. I mean, I had no affiliation with Pueblo whatsoever. That was 20 years ago, but I was more happy when the bell rang blue. But I know your house is pretty close to Centennial. And I think they've even built a new school since I was down there. So
Yeah,
yeah,
they're building one right now.
Oh, nice. So yeah, it wouldn't be a bad place. Wouldn't be a bad place to go at all. Now this weekend you're running all over, but you hoping to do some stuff is it Comic-Con that's in the Springs?
Yeah, I haven't talked with my dad much on that, but
Okay.
yeah.
I know you got credentialed up, so we was hoping to see. I think Tom Arnold
I'm
was going to be
already
there. And
credentialed? I didn't know.
I believe you guys got
credentialed.
credentialed up for that one. So that should be pretty cool. And we're putting it out here right now, so it's on tape. We are 1 year and a couple weeks away from Texas Tech coming to Laramie to play the Cowboys, and I want you guys at that game. I've told you to come up. We will tailgate. We will have a good time. Peyton will have just started at UW, so we will. We're putting it on the calendar. Put it on the big calendar in your living room right now, or in the kitchen. That next year, UW Texas Tech will go up and tailgate and have a good time. Go to a football game.
My calendar doesn't go that far.
Okay, we'll tell your mom. She can write it down on the big calendar.
Yeah.
So, all right. Anything else we need to go over?
I don't think so.
Okay. I hope your ankle gets better. Kadyn Betts is a stud. Follow him on his Instagram and his, what else do we have him on? Facebook? I think he had a Facebook page. I know he's got an Instagram page, and it's got a lot. He's got some good tape. He is he's athletic as all get out, and he can shoot. So he's going to be fun to watch. So with that, Jack, go ahead and get us out of here.
So that's it for this week's edition of the Paradox of Sports podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or wherever you find the Paradox of Sports. And yeah.